All right. So yes, Amanda, thank you for your time today and do this interview. So I would like to ask you some questions, like your background and also what you learned in the GTS and how you changed before and after. So so that you know, everybody else can learn from what you learned in the GTS also based on your experience. So yeah, first, could you introduce yourself a little bit, please?
Yeah, happily. And well, my name's Amanda, obviously, and I've been trading on and off for a long time, but not properly. So I think I've mentioned to you before, Kay, that I did start trading in the 1990s, but I mean, so much has changed over time now, and I've been reading a lot over the years and looking at things and fiddling about, but I decided that I would like to get more serious about it again. And I, of course, have the goal that a lot of people share. I think that I'd like to, you know, finish my corporate life and have something to do after that, after retirement, so to speak. So my corporate life has been always in a risk management position. So I've always been either in audit or moving out of audit. I went into cybersecurity, and now I focus entirely on investigative work internally, looking after the risk of insider threat. So, and I do that based in Singapore. So that's me in a nutshell. Okay.
So before you joined GTS, how long did you have experience in trading and learning overall?
Oh, so intensely in the 90s, and then I stopped, and then I focused. I was working quite hard, and I still read books and sort of looked at things, but I didn't actively trade, and I dabbled a little bit. So mainly just reading, and I've looked at other options that may be good for retiring, and I just kept coming back to the same point, coming back to trading as a thing. I mean, there's so many positives in it. You can do it from anywhere. You can start small, you can build up. It's endlessly fascinating. And I'm someone that likes to have my mind active, so it appeals to me from that point of view as well.
Okay, great. So, and then you found me on YouTube and joined the GTS.
Yeah, so how I found you was, you know, I'd looked at lots of indicators and played on, I've had a tiny account with an Australian broker I've had for a long time. Look, it always hovers around $500. And when I felt inclined, I played on it. But I started looking at things a bit more seriously, and I really liked the look of the Ichimoku indicators. And then I went to the library here in Singapore, and I got a book out and I read about it. And I've always liked Bollinger Bands, but I didn't know why. I just liked them. So I actually bought Bollinger's book, and I read the book about Ichimoku, and then and that was all great. And then I just thought, well, what do I do with it now? You know, I fiddled around, and I just thought, you know, I need help. And so then I just searched like everyone, I guess, and I saw all your great videos on YouTube, and I watched all those, and then I joined the group. And then I thought, well, you look like a wonderful person to learn from, and you're very generous.
Thank you.
So. And I was proved correct. you are a great person to learn from.
Okay, great to hear that. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, and then so you are in my community and learn Ichimoku, and then decide to join GTS this time. And so can you tell me what you learned, and also if you can share me with some aha moments in the GTS that would be great. Can you tell a little bit of a story in a GTS?
So what I've learned is patience. Now, this is all under your tutelage and in the group. So I've learned patience. I never, everyone you read says, oh, you've got to follow a methodology and you've got to do this and you've got to do that. Well, I just never knew how to do it. And I'm pretty good at doing things, you know. I wouldn't think I was inept. Most things I can pick up and I can learn. But I don't think you can learn trading without someone helping you understand what it actually means to follow a methodology. And I think you very successfully taught me that, and I think anyone else that's been through your, your mentoring would have to agree. And, patience. The other thing, you just don't realise how nuanced it is to follow a methodology in trading. You don't, you've really just got to just keep sticking to it and sticking to it and sticking to it. And even if you have those flights of fancy and you think, oh, I'm going to try this today, you just suddenly realise that there's no point. You've got to just keep coming back.
Yeah, that's right.
So the aha, and I'll tell you the other aha moment, or the wonderful, it frees you up, because knowing your methodology means that even if you do wander off and behave badly, in inverted commas, you know where to come back to, and you know that when you come back to that, it will be all right. And that's relaxing, because before that, you're going all over the place trying to find something that works, and you never get anything, and you're just in a big mess.
Right. Yeah, that's right. You just spend time for that effort, but no learning and consistency. Yeah.
So that, I think, is probably, the greatest thing for me is being able to relax. You know that you've got something you can always rely on. And I've found out just over the last week, actually, to be perfectly honest, I can't, now that I've had a fiddle the last week, I can't see any sense in doing anything else ever again. I'm perfectly happy with developing my Ichimoku skills and following your methodology. I'm over any other interest in trying to do anything else.
Okay, that's great to hear. So finally you found the method to follow, and that confidence actually came because you followed it for 3 months. I think it was an intensive course. Maybe some of the things were maybe new to you, maybe Discord group might be new to you, and you never shared your strategies, you never shared your trades with someone else. I think that was new also. I asked you to take screenshots of entry and exits, reasonings, and I requested post every week. And I think that was new to you also. But because you do this, you kind of remember yourself in this way. And that actually stays in there for a long time, for a longer time. And that actually becomes your strategy. So
yes, and look, I have been playing, because I think I told you before, I signed up inadvertently to a particular trading platform, and I've recently signed up to TradingView, which was on the plan. Well, of course, signing up to that last week, I started playing with all the different indicators, because they're there. I mean, it's like a kid in a lolly shop. And you can put them on and fiddle around with those. But I'm over that now. I've gone back to gone back to the right path.
Sure. I exactly understand, because sometimes it's okay, nice to play around and see what's there. Just try this and that. But in the end, you have to pick one to follow. Yeah. Otherwise, you just spend time without consistency. Your thoughts were, here and there, and you can't focus on one thing.
It's a waste of. It's fun, but it's a waste of time.
Sure. Yeah, because so I say we are not here to become a indicator professionals.
No.
We're not here to become a trading with professionals.
No, that's and if I hadn't done the GTS course, I would be in a terrible state after that week because, nothing worked. I'm only paper trading on that one, but, nothing worked and I would have been in a mess. Now I know, nothing works, but I know something that works. So
Sure,
I'm in
sure.
much better position.
Yeah, and you prove it actually. You prove that it works because I'm actually seeing your performance when you were in the GTS. You took the Euro JPY trades, and on the spreadsheet, you had some nice profit, like a 50% return you got. So it was a nice result.
And I on my little real account last week going back, so I played and then I went back to doing the right thing. And even though I only traded in the last week of April, I still I made $14 on the account. So
Okay.
So that was on the method. It was only in 1 week. And just remember, I'm only doing I'm doing 2 positions at .01 on $500. So it's not.
Okay.
So I was pleased with that.
Sure. So you don't lose. You're not losing. That's the point.
Yeah. So the only thing that I really want to focus on now, and this I don't think this is the forum, but I do want to, being in Asia, I really want to focus on the Tokyo box that you taught us. Because
Sure.
I notice I miss a lot by not trading the US session, I think.
US session becomes active. So you can have a lot of opportunities if you can monitor and take trades. And London session too.
Yes, but I of course have to go to bed because I've got to get up and go to work. So
Sure. So yes, as you mentioned, the best time you can forecast is slightly before the London Open, and hopefully before the London opens, you set the break even, and then see the market. See if the market goes towards the direction after the market opens in London, UK.
Yes.
And then if you can combine with that with the Tokyo box breakout directions, it works very well.
Yes, so that's going to be my focus moving forward. I'm still will do, the absolute methodology, but just as a way of becoming, quite disciplined in the Asian session. That's what I'd like to do. And you teach too.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to add is that something I do now, which is almost every day I watch one of your videos. So you're like my guru. I just watch one, even if I just pick because you've got a lot, and I just watch one as a refresher and a focus.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, because the markets are different every day. So I do YouTube videos and lives almost every day, but the things I say might be different. Yeah, in this market situation, I say this, but on the other situation, I say that. But since you finished the GTS class, you learn the full strategy of mine, you have better idea of what I'm saying on the live streams. Yeah.
And I love the refreshers, of ones I watched before that, meant, as you said, before doing the GTS. So the one I watched today was on the Kinko span, and I really learnt a lot watching that. And totally different info. You take something different away from each time I watch it.
Okay, yeah. You mean Chikou span, right? The span that passed 26 candles before. Okay, yeah. So Chikou span is actually very deep by itself already. Yeah, it's just 26 candles backwards, but it's actually more than that.
Yeah. I enjoyed that video, and I've committed to memory now all the Kihon Suchi. I hope my pronunciation's correct.
Yes, that was perfect.
Yeah. So I'm still studying as I'm doing, and you provide a wonderful resource.
Glad to hear that. Yeah. So if you can continue to master one by one each lines, Chikou span, and then you can focus only on the Kijun Sen or Tenkan-sen are also very powerful by itself. And
yes,
Kumo also.
I'd like to do that in the Forex Tester, like just take the other lines away. What I have done, I think you may or may not remember in our last group call, you said just put it on the 5-minute chart and try and do price action. And I was hopeless at it. I'm better at it.
Great.
I'm slowly but surely getting better at doing that.
Yeah, I believe that I say practice very important. In price action itself is so important because in my experience, like reading charts is just like reading the book, reading notes. So if you don't know any language, like if you don't know Chinese, then you can't read Chinese book or Japanese book. But if you learn Japanese, then you can start to read Japanese letters. So I think it's like that. When you see candlesticks in 5 minutes, only focus price actions, then things start to make sense to you. And this feel is very important in experience. Yeah, you know which way it's going. Okay, I see pin bar, so it may reverse. And when it really did, it makes sense to you.
Yes, and you start getting a little bit more intuitive about what it's going to do too. So you can sort of you can start seeing a range without having to put lines on it, and you can see that it's probably going, it will probably reverse within that range and go back down. Sometimes it doesn't, but you're right. And what's the one with the long tail? Is that a doji and the little box at the end? That I've noticed is a good reverse.
That's a pin bar.
Oh, pin bar, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good sign for those range trades, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you observe these patterns many times, then you see the pattern as a whole. And you will, as you mentioned, you can see charts and you can take trades intuitively, but logically you can do this based on experience. So
yes.
Yeah. Wow, but glad that you continuously practice in the run tester, and also see these patterns in the candlesticks also.
Yes. So my next one is I thought I'd take away. I'd just look at the Tenkan-sen and Keijun-sen together and just see nothing else, and just see what happens when I do that now.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, great. So are you feeling much comfortable than before joining GTS in trading, I hope?
Oh yes, I have a degree of confidence that is probably 100% more than when I started, which would have been minus 20.
Minus 20. It's so low. It's below zero.
Yeah.
Level.
Yep.
Was below zero.
Yep. Way below zero.
Okay, great to hear that. So I guess I think I heard lots of information from you. So I guess we finished conversation from now. Okay. But we continue to stay in touch, and I will maybe see you on maybe next month, July or June, and I would like to continuously communicate and look back to results.
Yeah, I have the Discord set up with GTS on the membership one on my phone, but I never seem to coordinate very well on that. But I am watching it, and
sure.
I do tend to watch the videos after, even if they're live, because I like to set the time aside and watch, quietly while I'm having a cup of tea, actually.
That's nice. You can relax yourself and just enjoy the videos.
Yeah, so your voice is in my head now when I'm trading.
Okay, I hope I can guide you through the videos.
You do.
Internally in your brain.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, great. That's great to hear. Okay, yeah. So thank you, Amanda, for this time. And yeah, we will keep in touch, and I hope great success in your trading journey.
Thank you. I'm quietly confident. I think, I have a goal to be doing that with probably. I'm not going to retire until I can prove that I can do it. So I know you've got rules. I wrote them down about and I've got my own plan. So I'd like to compound the account I set up on the platform you recommend, which I will open an account this week, and then I just want to compound it and get to a particular point.
Okay. That's great. That's a good plan.
And I did take on board your video on planning ahead, and I do. Kaizen's not new to me. I use that at work, so I really like. And I have a motto that I have for. I always use with my teams at work, and that is progress, not perfection. So that's how I like to work. So I'm sure you'll be part of my life until I leave the planet, Kay.
Oh.
Until I perish.
Yeah, you will never leave from my heart.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Can't go. You're my trading home.
That's great to hear. Yeah. Really wish you great success and retire with full of joy with the trading.
Absolutely. Yeah, me too. So the plan is I hope to have achieved the position where I can think about doing that within 12 months. So
so for now you trade it with a small amount, but you can gradually increase amount, and then as you gradually increase, you can compound the profits, and just make yourself comfortable in trading in these on the amounts that you're trading right now. Yeah, never trade too big accounts.
Oh no, that would be too scary.
Right. Psychologically, that will be too scary, too stressful. You might start to focus not the pips, but how much you lose, how much you win. You start to focus on these numbers.
Yeah. So, what I've found is that with the existing account I have, the little one, because I've always been undisciplined on it. I mean, I have been disciplined on it because I think I showed you actual results. But the problem I have with that is, in my mind, it's a toy. It's not real. So I want to set up the real one on the platform, you recommended, and then that will be very seriously. There will be no deviation on that from any KTS strategy. It's just. And I already know that that's a really good psychology for me. Then I can still play on the other one if I feel like being silly.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. You can come back always. And continue to play with that, the other account. Yeah. Yep.
So that's how I see is going to work for me from a psychological perspective. And then there's always the Forex Tester to just go crazy.
Sure. Yeah, you can go crazy on that. Yeah, when the market's closed, quiet, you can run tester and continue to backtest, continue to practice. Yeah. That's great. So thank you, Amanda, for this time, and I wish you great success in your trading journey.
Thank you very much, Kay, and it's definitely off to or progressing so much better since I joined your school, and also just have been so grateful for the sharing of your information and your knowledge and your skill.
Yeah, I was so glad to have you in the GTS class, and best wishes on your journey.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.